So, hi everyone. This is Nina Collins, and I'm here today with Lynn Christensen. We're here to talk about a new startup called Reimagine. The website is called getreimagine.com, and it's a CBD wellness line. Right now, there are 4 products, and we're going to talk to Lynn about her background in startups and why this company and how this product may differ from other products. I've actually been trying it out as our relationship with Reimagine. I'm using it for a month, and then I'm going to write about it. And I have to say, this is the Shape product. So it's Lynn can better explain, but it's an appetite suppressant. And I just take a drop of it every day in the morning. I haven't done mine yet, so I can do it for you. I put it under my tongue. I was told that it might not taste good and that I should put it in smoothies, but I actually love the way it tastes. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
So welcome, Lynn. Very nice to have you.
Thank you.
I should also say that Lynn has a whole background in startups. She's been consulting since 2008. She's worked for an advisor in private equity. She worked with Elon Musk. I think she developed with his first company, Zip2, which sold to Compaq. And then she also has a real belief in Mother Earth and botanicals and what they can do for us. So tell us, Lynn, how you got involved in this company.
So Marco Hoffman, who's a co-founder, he has another business that he started up in Washington State, and it's a cannabis business. But on the side, he was working on this wellness line that he had never brought to market. And I was part of a firm that invested in that company. And so I got to know Marco, and he gave me some samples. And they were so impressive to me. I had tried CBD and I had mixed experience, but his formulations had a lot more than CBD. They had other cannabinoids, they had other herbs, and he had a full-time herbalist who could explain everything to me. And I thought they were so needed. And so I kept saying, Marco, we should spin this out as a separate company. I'll help you raise money. I love the idea of this. The Shape, I was mentioning, we had the one I tried initially was the women's libido, and we don't have that one available yet because, I could explain, but the Shape was the other one that kind of blew my socks off because I took it and it just made me, worked on my brain. Like I stopped feeling those cravings, and it really kind of made me not have food in the forefront of my brain, and that was amazing to me because I feel like people struggle with different diets and the complexity of dieting and tracking everything. And this felt like a shortcut. Like it just made it, we have an endocannabinoid system in our body, and hemp, which is in the cannabis family, but is non-psychoactive, those cannabinoids speak to our natural systems. And so it works naturally, internally, which is the
so what are the products in here that are actually, because what I'm finding taking it is, and I don't know if it's supposed to do this, but I'm finding I actually look forward to taking it in the morning. It makes me feel a little chilled out, and I'm pretty dubious about CBD products, I have to say. I've taken a lot of them, and I don't think most of them really do anything, but I don't know whether it's the taste or the beautiful jar or it's actually doing something for me, but I am feeling a little more chill, and I am definitely not feeling hungry.
Well, it's fun.
And I haven't.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm just curious, what is the product that's doing that? Because it says on here, white mulberry extract, rhodiola extract, green tea, cumin, licorice, and then broad spectrum hemp extract. And it does say THC-V and other phytocannabinoids.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Yes. Well, first of all, let me say I'm happy that you're having that experience because that's exactly how the product should work. And I feel like all of our products are mood balancing. I feel like we have one called Zen, and actually that one I love because it just evens out. It's what you said. it takes me from being a type A plus down to, an A minus or whatever.
Yeah.
It evens out the peaks and valleys. But even the other products that aren't intended for that, they have such a balance of the herbs and the thing about the broad spectrum hemp is that you're getting the whole plant. A lot of products just throw CBD on a label and they don't have the entire plant. And so you don't actually get all the benefits of the plant.
I see.
And
So
I just want to comment on THCV because that confuses people. That is a cannabinoid that's non-psychoactive. It happens to sound like THC, but it's actually
got it.
it's a different, there's like 100 in the plant, and that one is the one that actually works on your appetite. It controls the trigger in your brain.
I see. Okay, got it. So yeah, this is not making me high. It's just making me a very small bit, just kind of chill. I really do like the way it makes
It
me feel.
evens you out. And the other thing is all those other herbs have properties that are beneficial. And we make it in organic vegetable glycerin. And I personally like the taste as well. It's kind of like a wheatgrass shot, or it's very herbal, but some people find it too intense. But I'm like you, I actually love being able to dose exactly how I want. Like I actually microdose the shape. So I take a little bit throughout the day versus a whole dropper.
Oh, that's an interesting tip. Yeah, because I have not tried it. Sydney told me when we started with it that I could also take it at the end of the day. I've only been taking it once a day, but that's a good idea to kind of microdose it. I should also say for people listening to us, Reimagine right now has 4 products. So there's Shape, Slumber, Zen, and Relief. What is Relief? Is Relief pain relief, I assume?
Relief is general. We actually are sold out of that right now. We'll have it back available. That one is a high potency CBD. It's very good for anti-inflammatory, for general pain. It's very good for like after a big workout. It's good for headaches, things like that.
So what if someone was taking like all of these kind of a little bit all day long? Would that be bad for you?
Well, so you can mix. I was going to say you can take up to 6 droppers full a day of any combination. And I actually think for some people that have more serious sleep concerns, the slumber, it works great. I think for people that have moderate challenges sleeping, but for more severe, I actually tell people to mix the Zen and the slumber, because the Zen works on calming your brain and the slumber works on calming your body. And so together, they really are effective for good sleep. And for me, I fall asleep fine, but sometimes I'll wake up at 2 in the morning and I start thinking and I can't go back to sleep. I'll take a half a dropper or a dropper and I go back to sleep, and it's great. I'll sleep till 7. I'm not hungover. I feel great. I feel like I got a great night's sleep. So
that's really great.
You can actually take the slumber more, also in the middle of the night, depending on what some people have problems falling asleep and some people have problems staying asleep. But I just noticed how common these issues are. When I start talking about this, so many women are like, oh yeah, I don't sleep. And it really,
Oh, forget it. I mean, with menopause, I mean,
right.
I think starting in our mid 40s when perimenopause starts, and I'm told, I mean, right now I'm on HRT, hormone replacement therapy. Right. So I'm actually sleeping really well right now, but I'm told that for the most part, these sleep issues just continue for the rest of our lives. Like as soon as I go off hormones, they'll be there again. And it's incredibly common in the sleep industry.
And the perimenopause makes you go all over the place, like your body's working so hard. And so you get all these side effects. And that's why I like the Zen a lot, because it really does. But I'm glad that I find that the Shape also has that balancing effect because of the full spectrum.
Now I'm thinking I should order the other ones and try them, because if the Shape effect is having a little bit of a chill, I wonder, I mean, I feel fine. It's not like I feel like I'm actually needing right now to take Xanax or something, but I do like the way it's additive in a nice way.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of,
go ahead.
Is there any kind of conceivable danger to these products?
It's a plant. They're not addictive. They're also adaptogenic, which is really what creates that homeostasis in your body. It creates balance. There's nothing allergenic. There are no allergens in the product. I think it's a lot safer than taking a Tylenol, to be honest. So
Yeah, taking
it's
any kind of.
gentle on your system. We use all organic to the extent that we could. We used everything organic in the product.
Right. My son is always trying to convince me. He's like, you shouldn't be on hormones. You should just be using weed. I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was funny enough, I'm in this industry. I was never a big cannabis or weed user, but I believe this plant is a little miracle plant, and people focus on the getting high piece, but it has amazing properties. I mean, the terpenes,
Yeah.
the cannabinoids, I really feel like a lot of research is going to come out around this over time, but it needs to be the whole plant. It's that entourage effect, which is you can't just pull out the CBD and really get much benefit. And also the topical CBD, it doesn't get into your skin or your blood system or your bloodstream, so it's got limited efficacy.
So I guess what I'm taking from this, because this has really confused me. I mean, there's so many
It's
CBD
confusing.
products now.
Yes.
So it's super, or even when I'm on the West Coast, I was in LA and San Francisco each this month, and I go into dispensaries because it's fun to bring stuff home for my friends. I mean, now it's just become legal in New York, but it'll take a
Right.
while before we can buy
Right.
stuff. But I get very overwhelmed by all the products, and they make, some do nothing. So what you're saying is you have to use the whole plant. And it also seems like you really do need to, I mean, how do you know when you're getting something good or not? I don't know. I guess you just have to find what works.
Other people have asked me that. It's definitely an education. I mean, this has been a process for me. I think looking at that's a problem. There's so many products, and I don't
Yeah.
even know how to answer how do you find something good. I mean, I think word of mouth, like a lot of people will recommend, like now you've had a good experience with Shape, so you would be willing to tell your friends like, hey, this was great. I do feel that that's going to make a big difference when people generally understand it better, understand what's different, what makes something good. Someone asked me, just the difference between hemp and cannabis, and the difference, like you said, CBD is such a ubiquitous word now. What is that really? CBD it's just one of the cannabinoids. So like
so as the industry develops, they're going to somehow be things, people will fall off the wayside.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll kind of start to figure it out. Can you tell me, I'm curious, what are some like unexpected challenges you've had? I mean, you're a lifelong entrepreneur and consultant. What's been interesting or challenging about working in the cannabis industry?
Well, a lot of doubts and concerns, people or it's misunderstood and has been, maligned for a lot of years. So it takes a lot of education. It's a high touch from that perspective. It's, when you sell something that people are ingesting, there's a higher level of concern and, just caution. I think that also, everyone does think the market is saturated. Exactly to your question, though.
Yeah.
So many products out there. What makes you guys different? And it was really my experience with trying the product that I said, wow, these really, especially, well, the Shape for me, because look, the average weight gain during COVID was 20 pounds. I mean, people, unfortunately, they were stressed. They were at home. People put on weight and you don't feel great. You're not as, I'm not about body shaming at all, but like, you don't feel as good when you suddenly put on a bunch of weight. And so
totally.
It'd be nice to help people, give them that little jump start. It doesn't mean you can just sit on the couch, but it's like that will just help you not dwell on the little munchies you get throughout the day, which is so nice.
No, I mean, I'm appreciating it, honestly. I mean, I've definitely gained at least 10 pounds, and I'm not like super stressed about it, but I am starting to, I just decided this morning, actually, my goal is kind of to really go back to the world in September. I'm going to continue to live probably out of the city for the summer. And so, yeah, I want to come back feeling a little bit better about my body. I'm curious. I've never heard of CBD for weight loss before this. Is this new? Like, what inspired you guys to go in this direction? Do you have much competition? Because this is the only CBD product for weight loss I've heard of.
There have been some articles written. There's even a study with mice where, they gave mice the THCV and they lost weight. So you'll start to see it more. It definitely, it's considered one of the minor or more rare cannabinoids. So I think everybody just got on the CBD bandwagon because this is harder to extract. It's more expensive. It's a more, it's a more difficult process compared to CBD. But there actually are articles and people have written that this is going to be something coming forward. It's originally found in some plants in South Africa.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it was known, people would chew on the leaves and stuff, and it was known to curb appetite. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been selling the products? The whole product line?
Started selling in March, so pretty early.
March. So really recently.
Pretty recent, yeah.
And I guess the one that's best selling, you said the one that you're out of is the relief. That's
We
the most
made
popular.
less of that. It's not actually, the shape is the best selling, but the relief, we didn't make as much because it was our newest product. And so we didn't, so anyway, we are making more, but it'll be a few weeks out before we have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where do you see the brand expanding? You're going to hopefully do a sex product soon because everyone wants that.
I tell you, that one was amazing. I suddenly felt like I was 30 again. It was, I looked at my husband and I said, wow, you're so cute. I'm not kidding. It was really great.
That's amazing. But how quickly does it work? It works pretty quickly, right? You take it, because I noticed.
Yeah, if you let it absorb under your tongue, it goes in quickly. I'd say 10 to 15 minutes. If you swallow it, then it has to travel through your gut. So it takes more like 45, 50 minutes. You'll always swallow some, but if you let some absorb, it's very fast acting.
Okay. Oh, I really want the sex one.
I know. Well, maybe one of the reasons we've delayed is it's more effective with some THC in it. It doesn't have to be a lot, but a little. And if we put any of that in it, we can't sell it through the legal channels. So we're trying to figure out a way to formulate it so that it's legally compliant. But we're deciding, because we had a men's and a women's libido. It's cute. It was called Wojo. The women.
Nice. Well, I have to say it's really, really nice packaging. Also, it's like a glass bottle and it's quite beautiful. So now you can buy any of these, can be sold anywhere in the country. You can ship them anywhere. It's legally for you to ship them. You ship them internationally.
They have nothing psychoactive in them. What?
Can you ship them internationally as well?
A few countries. We're shipping to Canada and Germany and Denmark. We have a few that are allowed.
Okay.
Yeah. So
but so the sex one with THC is a little bit of a problem, I can see, because you don't want a product that you can only sell in California or Oregon
in dispensaries, right? So we're working on that. That one I know will be popular. And we have some other formulations. Actually, Marco had 20 originally. 20.
Wow.
One for pets too. Yeah.
Oh, pets is actually a really good idea. I bet that would be a huge market. I have a dog. I have a little poodle right here.
Yeah.
And I've never given my dog Prozac or anything like that, or any of my pets, but people do. And I think would really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually the Zen product you could give to your pet because it has nothing in it that would be troublesome. But we did have a full pet product. So yeah, we just, we wanted to get this out and see how it goes, and then we'll roll out other products. And the shape product is really unique. It's definitely been the best seller. So we want to see how that goes. But I like that you're feeling, I really like what you're telling me, because I feel like it's part of the beauty is experimenting with these products, which is not the normal American mindset. We're used to pills that you just you take it. But I actually like the tincture format because you could mix, you could take it at different times during the day. You could take a half dropper, 3 times a day or whatever. I think people can kind of adapt it to what they feel works best for them if they're open-minded. That's what I've done, and I've had really good results with that.
Yeah, well, talking to you about it is actually super helpful, because now that I've done that, I will, I think, experiment a little more during the day and in the evening, because I definitely like to snack sometimes in the evening. And
most people do in the evening. Yeah. That's actually more typical than morning. I'm like a midday snacker. So for me, it's while I'm working, I just want something to munch on. So
what do you like to snack on?
I like salty things more than sweet,
Yeah. I had braces for the last 5 months, which was absolutely hellish. They were inside, like metal inside my teeth. And I just got them out, and I should be wearing a retainer, but I'm not. But yeah,
They look
same. I want to eat
beautiful.
popcorn.
Your teeth look great.
Thank yeah, they look good for now. I really do need to wear the retainer to keep them looking good. But same. I like popcorn,
I
pretzels.
know. I have to admit, I
So
have
this
a bag of
evening,
sweet pop.
I haven't.
Oh shoot, we're breaking up.
Yeah. So tonight I have a night to myself, and when I'm alone at night, I kind of like to, I'm working late today till like 9 because we have a Monday night sex chat. But after that, I'm hoping to just like watch some TV, and that's when I'll typically really snack.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take some of this tonight and
Yeah.
see how it helps me.
Yeah, and even try maybe
it's
less than a full dropper and see how that works, or you can just play around with it. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
up to 6 droppers a day of any combination. I think the Zen, I call that the everyday ally. I like the Zen because it's just very balancing. It also helps with anxiety, but it just helps with what you said, just the ups and downs you feel throughout the day. It's kind of a reset. And
You're making me want to buy some for my kids. I actually think I'm going to go online and order some. I think
well,
one of my.
I'll send you my founder's discount code. So
Oh, thank you. That would be great.
Awesome.
Yeah. One of my kids has definitely a hard time sleeping, and another is anxious, and I think they should try these because that is the problem. I'm always happy to buy them like CBD products, but I never know if they're going to work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you don't want them on hardcore stuff if you can avoid it, but anxiety is so prevalent. I mean, I can't believe how many kids suffer from it. It's
really unbelievable. I do think, do you have children yourself?
Yeah. They're in their 20s, but one of them is very, very anxious. And I think that she actually smokes weed for that reason.
Same. And I have 4, and they're all in their 20s, and the same. A couple of them definitely smoke a fair amount of weed. Yeah. I do think I had a really interesting interview a week or 2 ago with Sherry Turkle, who's an MIT professor. She's written a book called The Empathy Diaries, but she's done most of her work is on our relationship with technology. And there must be a correlation between the rise in the internet and anxiety, right? I mean, social media and just our addiction to screens. Yeah. But it's
stimulation.
It's kind of mind-boggling.
I know, not enough nature. It has to be, because I don't remember this being a thing when I grew up. It was like exception, and now it's the norm.
And now it's the norm. That's right. It's really very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on that note, really lovely to meet you, Lynn. So everyone who's listening, it's Lynn. Well, Lynn Christensen, not that you need to know her name to buy the product, but Lynn is one of the founders of this company called Reimagine, and the website is getreimagine.com. And it's a CBD product that really seems incredibly well made in Washington, and seems to work. Oh, another question I had is, I noticed on the bottom, it says manufacturing date 3/9/21. Right. How long are these good for? Typically, and do you need to store them in any particular way?
No, you can put them in the fridge, but it's not required. They will last at least 6 months. They're fine, and you should actually be through it in that time frame. So but yes, we did put the date on there just so people didn't keep it for a decade. And
yeah, it's nice to know. I mean, I like knowing that it's so fresh. Yeah. And I do think it tastes delicious. Also, I think you're going to scare people if you tell them it tastes like wheatgrass, which I hate. It does not taste like wheatgrass.
Well,
I think
I use that
kind
as
of
an
yummy
example just because it's very herbally. But I feel like you, but a lot of people tell me I just cannot tolerate the taste.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. All right. Well, that's what Sydney said too. So I was surprised. I was kind of bracing myself. Yeah, no, my first day I was actually a little afraid because of course it's brown and like and I thought it was gonna be gross, and now I actually really look forward to tasting
it. I like the taste too. It's the vegetable glycerin, has a really nice texture and everything to it. But some people, I think if you're used to really sweet things or flavored syrups, if you're used to like cough medicine that's cherry flavored, this isn't what so that's the only reason I say that, is because we don't want to we don't want to artificially flavor it. These are the flavors of the products that are the ingredients. So that's
actually, when I take something like NyQuil, that actually really grosses me out. It's way too sweet. So anyway, just personal preference.
Yeah, personal preference. We are going to go
Yeah.
for capsules down the road. We will make capsules just because I think a lot of Americans are oriented to capsules, and we could also
that's interesting.
Yeah, we could also do a time release if we did a capsule, especially for the slumber. We could build in something that would be more like it would titrate out during the night, which would help people stay asleep. So that'll be on the roadmap too.
That's interesting, but it does make me think again what a crowded market the sleep market is, and how you stand out in that market.
Well, no melatonin, and melatonin is a hormone, which I didn't know. I always took it when I flew and things like that. And if you take it a lot, it actually can mess with your hormonal balance. So I think melatonin, I didn't know that. If you take it once in a while, it's probably fine, but we don't have any melatonin. Most sleep products have some melatonin in it, which is
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's cheating, but it's like a little more, it's stronger on your body than what we're providing. Like there's nothing hormonal that we're putting in ours.
Okay. That's actually interesting context. I didn't realize that. I take magnesium for sleep also, which I really do like.
Yeah.
But melatonin is a hormone. It's a good point. I knew it was a hormone, but I've never really thought about the effect it's going to have on your body.
I hadn't either until I started this business. And I was like,
yeah, I mean, that is the problem with all these supplements. They do, they do have an effect. And so your point about being able to kind of play with this and kind of see. So I'm glad I've been doing it. I've been doing it for about 10 days, just once a day. And now having spoken to you, I'll have a little courage to play with it a little bit more.
I love it.
Yeah. Please send me your link. I definitely am going to order a bunch more. Talking to you has been great.
Yay.
So guys, I don't recommend products very much. This is a CBD product that I actually like, and it seems to be helping. I've not lost weight yet, but I definitely notice that I'm not as hungry when I take it. And, we are definitely not body shaming, and we're full into body acceptance at the Wolfer, but having something that'll help you not have cravings for lots of junk food is always a good thing, I suppose, for our health. Yeah. Right. So thank you so much. And I look forward to watching your business grow. And it's a great moment to be in the cannabis industry. So it's very exciting.
It's been fun thing to do during COVID too. It sounds funny, but it actually kept me motivated. So it's good. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well, it's wonderful to meet you. And thank you. I'll keep an eye on the product.